Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing probably a heater install in this. I know I said it was complete, but after that first night, if you guys watched my video of the overnight in this, uh, the condensation was just horrible, absolutely horrible. I had to take all the sheets in and all the blankets and wash them and stuff, and I haven't even put them back on yet because I had to put the salamander in here to dry out like this corner of the bed where basically all the condensation was running because of the way it was parked. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of that, and I don't want to do that again. So I did a thing. I bought a diesel heater. I know it's probably going to be a bit much for this, but I mean, it might not. It might work out good. You know, I can still open the windows and stuff, but this is like the 5 kilowatt one, I think. I know it's not the 8, and I know it's not the smallest one they offered, so I just grabbed a medium, figured it'd work. But we're going to install this in here. Probably not going to use the original fuel tank because it's like this thin, wide 10-liter tank or something. Probably going to get a boat gas tank or something to mount underneath it where the spare tire was in this truck. But for now, we're going to see if I can get this installed, and I'm going to try to put it in that little hole right there. And it barely fits back in there. So it's going to be a challenge to be able to cut and mount it and everything else. But yeah, so we're going to figure it out as we go. So as you can see, it's a really tight fit. And it's kind of a pain to get these back there. Once it gets back past this, it opens up a little wider. I mean, it's still on a slight angle, so it doesn't help me none, but it just makes more room for this to set down in there. But I got it in there once already. And I made a couple marks right there. I don't know if you can see those, yeah. So we got to cut out basically that whole rib. And I'm thinking, because this came with a mounting plate, which is somewhere. Sorry. Yeah, so this came with a mounting plate here. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to mount this to this and bolt it down. And then with this whole thing flipped over like this, you'll be able to access there's bolt holes on all 4 sides. And then you just can screw the whole thing to the floor. Obviously I can't do that in here. One, this is too wide. It won't sit in the right spot. Number 2, I'd have to take basically all this out because I can't get a screw gun or anything up in there. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take this and I'm going to cut this out just past like maybe wider than this whole rib right here. And we're going to slide this whole thing, bolts and all, down in there. And then on the bottom side, then we'll mount this and kind of like sandwich, because the bed will be between here, and just sandwich this down in the bed in the middle so it'll hold it there. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. We're probably going to cover this in high temp RTV. I mean, when I say cover, I mean the whole tube probably. And then again, underneath, because it's going to go to up to the bottom of the bed, we're going to cover this whole thing in that high temp RTV too. So hopefully it doesn't leak. Basically, I'm going to stick a grinder in there and cut a square hole out of it. What I should do technically is if I trim the 2x4s that I ran across this with a Sawzall, I'll be able to take the cap off, pull all this stuff out, pull the drawers out, and I should be able to lift this whole thing up out of the bed. That's probably what I should do to do this. Am I going to do that? Absolutely not. We're going to stick a grinder down in here with all this glue and wood and everything else, and we're going to throw sparks and cut a hole in this just so I can slap it together. Why? Because I don't want to tear all that apart. I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. It's cold. It's like 30 degrees. It's 8:30 in the morning. I just want to get this installed, make sure it works. pain when you can't see in there. Sorry, there's no really good camera angles to see what I'm doing in there. The dilemma is I can't fit this in there and cut like the front and the back. But I got the sides cut and a notch cut in it, so I should be able to fold this side down and then the front of that down too. Just like that. So I slid it in there. I got it just sitting there basically. See if I can show you what I did underneath. So that's what it looks like underneath. Like I said, I'm going to stick that plate on this side and try to just sandwich it together. I just wanted to make sure that fit and the hole is big enough. So I did not find any high temp in my garage. And I have both my boys, so I'm not trying to go get any or anything. I figure this is rubber all the way around it, so hopefully just regular RTV should work. We're going to coat the crap out of this. Kind of hard to do it without putting my head in front of the camera. Nice big glob all the way around, so hopefully it seals everything up, because the main thing is I don't want water in the truck itself. I guess we can put a little bit, so we can get a little bit around that, because that rubber stretched the wrong way. Of course, it's from China, so it ain't gonna be perfect. I know I'm going a bit overkill how much I'm putting on here. But the bed has the bed's, you know, the bed of a truck has the ribs in it, and where this sets, it's a little higher. Like where this sets in there, it's a little higher than where this is going to set. So I want to make sure that, you know, if it smushes out, great. But if there's a gap there, I want to make sure that gap is going to be sealed. Now, hopefully I don't touch this, putting this all together. You guys see how it's smushing out all the way around, which is basically exactly what we want. I'm going to put a little bit more on those overcuts with the grinder. So that's what I ended up doing. Just put that plate on this side of it and just sandwich it all together. Hopefully it'll stay. I might have to get locking nuts or something. I don't know if it's going to vibrate loose, but I guess time will tell. So now we just got to find a place to mount the fuel pump somewhere. I don't know where. The gas tank's probably going to go right in that open area right there. So I might be able to self-tap the fuel pump, I don't know, to a bed rail or something. We'll figure it out. Got some nuts, some bolts, some zip ties. Got some hose clamps. Must be to put these tubes on. This one, I thought this was the one that had one single tube, but it turned out it had 4 tubes, so we're going to hook all these up at the same time under there. Fuel line. This one came with, here's the display, or whatever it is. The control panel. Came with this little key fob. Just on, off, and then must control the heat. I don't know. It's all just generic anyways. This I might keep back there. This I was thinking about mounting to the back glass with some, I got some double-sided sticky tape. So this I was thinking about mounting to the back glass right above that carbon monoxide sensor. And then just having this sitting back here somewhere. Or on the keys to the truck. So if I get to almost where I'm going, I can hopefully fire it up. Depending if this thing even works. Wiring harness is all just plug and play. Looks like it's got 2, oops. Looks like it's got just a positive and negative you gotta hook up, and that's it. Yep, so everything plugs in, so just positive and negative. Which is nice because I ran that junction box thing back here that it's just open and has a positive and negative right off the battery. So I guess we can get the wires and stuff up. I still have to run to the store and see about getting a boat gas tank. And I don't know how well it's going to work now that it's, you know, middle of November. But hopefully we can find one because the tank that it came with, wherever I stuck it, the tank that it came with is this. Now I have basically no place to mount that unless I cut like a little notch back here, but on the other side or something, and stick it in the truck, and it's got a vent on the top of it. I really don't want to be having diesel in and out of the back of the truck where I sleep. It came with a little fuel pump. Everything that I've seen about this, it wants it mounted on like a 30-degree angle or something like that, so I'd rather find a place to mount this either in the truck or underneath the truck. I don't know yet. But I guess for now, we'll worry about that when we get the gas tank and the gas tank hooked up. For now, I guess we'll see if we can stick this where it's got to go, and if we have enough cord to at least put this where we want it to go. It also came with some type of like installation manual, user manual thing. Parts of it just looks like it's been translated from, I don't know, Chinese or Mandarin or whatever this is. You can tell because half of the sentences don't make sense and stuff like that. So who needs it anyways? So I am beginning to think that we are not going to have enough to go all the way up there. Which I guess is, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Yeah, so we're going to move some of this, oops, we're going to move that stuff out of there and crawl up in there. So the cable is definitely too short to reach all the way up where I want it to go. Because we have to plug it in back here. So you're going to run the wires down back behind this to go under all that. And I guess we're either going to stick it either up, I don't know. We're either going to stick it up around where I put that valve through the cap at, or I might stick it like right here but up there more. Just so I can reach it when I'm laying in bed or something like that. Or yeah, I guess that'll do. We'll probably stick it right here up there so I can kind of like lean over and still reach it. The ground wire we're going to have to extend because I can't just ground it anywhere in here because I added that other battery in, and that other battery, is the other battery grounded to the system? It has to be. So I can put this ground wire wherever I want, but I'm probably just going to extend it and run it up there to that little junction box to make it easier, because I can't really fit a drill or something in here, and I don't just want to stick it down to the floor right there. And yeah, so we're just going to extend that and run it up there so both positive and negative are hooked up there. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Alright guys, I got the wires ran under there. I may gotta be tucked some more, but I put that up there. You can kind of see it's on. I rigged up this for now, and that's about on a 30-degree angle, maybe a little more. I think it'll be alright. I just want to see if it'll prime fuel and start, basically. So let's crawl in here. Let's see here. Put it on. Probably should read the instructions. There's no. Fault codes 06. Check polarity of the magnet position of the Hall sensor. What is that? It's just a motor fault? You tell me I just got a bad one then? Motor fault. Alright guys, I'm gonna do some tinkering, I guess. Alright, so the error 06 is the fan couldn't spin. So just unscrewed this plastic piece, popped that up, and pulled the fan back a little bit. It was hitting the casing or the casting. So now it's working. This thing seems to be pumping. I'm waiting to see if it'll pump up and we'll start to see it in there. That's spinning. That says it's on. Oh, this. Oh, it's making some noises. see that, yeah. Yeah. That's definitely working. Well, now that I know that it's primed and it works, the inside just sounds like a fan going, which is perfect for me because I gotta have a fan when I sleep. I can't sleep in silence. Kind of hence the USB fans up there. I mean, those also work good to rotate some of the heat around because all the heat rises up there and stuff. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go find a fuel tank. Hopefully, in the middle of November, find a boat gas tank and get it installed. And I guess I'll be back when I get that set up. Sorry about the light problem. So I went everywhere looking for a gas tank today. I mean, no one has one, which it is middle of November, so I was chancing it trying to find one. I could order one off of Amazon, but I won't be here until like Tuesday or something like that. And I'm trying to leave Tuesday night to do another trip in this truck, so I'm not going that route. Plus, they're expensive on Amazon right now, probably because nobody has them in stock right now. But so I did what I didn't want to do. I used that gas tank that came with the kit, which you had to assemble, by the way. Like, you had to drill a little hole and put not the spout, but the spout, inlet, outlet, whatever. You had to put that in there. And I put it in the back of the truck, which I didn't really want to do. But yeah, I didn't really have any options. I guess, I mean, it could be just temporary. I mean, if it works out, if I don't smell the diesel is not leaking, then I might just leave it. But yeah, so the only things I really didn't film was just putting the tank in. That's it. Yeah, so I guess I'll show you guys that. Right now it is running. I doubt you can even hear it. It's on low, it's silent. But I did something with the heat ducts. If you remember, mine had the 4. Instead of having just the one single outlet, it had 4 little outlets. So I got that rigged up in there too. But I'll grab the camera and I'll show you again. So all I did was trim the plywood back, probably about 1.5 inches. Slid it down in there. I had enough carpet, technically, like, just loose laying here basically, that it went right up and over, which I thought that worked out kind of alright. Yeah, so that's in there. Slide this door open. I have the pump in there, and the tank. There's a little outlet, the filter. I ran the wires right here and just used Gorilla Tape down, which would work out just fine because all of this and all of this is sitting on top of these rails, because they're beveled up like that. So this never even, I mean, you get like 1.5 inches or inch or something like that before it even gets touched. This side, obviously the heater's in there, suck it in there and everything's working. Exhaust comes out there. I might change this and put that somewhere else. It works for now. So for the heat, or for the ducts, take this mat out of here. This is just a piece of 3-inch PVC I had in the garage. I went and got a cap for one side and a 90 for the other. If you guys can see this, each one, those little black things, those are the heat ducts. So I drilled 4-inch 3/4 holes in this piece of PVC, stuck all those in there, and they all are hooked up down there to the other side of that, and then it just blows out hot air, and this whole thing gets really warm. I mean, I probably could have cut it, let's zoom out, so I probably could have cut it shorter, like, here or whatever, it's a little piece, but just what I had and it fit, and I think it just gives it a, it kind of like hides most of the stuff right there anyways. Yeah, so that works out really nice. I mean, that's basically it. I got that mounted up there. You guys can see, yeah, got that mounted up there. Of course, everything's in, like, Celsius and stuff like that, but either way, this actually works pretty well. It's just simple, you know, on and off, and well, basically hotter or colder, but it works. So I think I might keep this on the keychain for the truck, maybe. I don't know, my luck, I'll lose it, it'll fall off. I'll just keep it inside the truck. I'll probably just keep it inside the truck. That way, so when I get to, before I get to a place or whatever, I can just fire it up and get it warm in here. Well, guys, that's it for this one. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if I could ask you to subscribe to the channel, just try to get it up and going, I'd really appreciate it. I have like I was saying, I have another trip planned, probably Tuesday evening or maybe Tuesday afternoon. I'll head up there or something like that and do an overnight, and then come back. I might do 2 nights. I don't really know. If I do 2 nights, I have to shorten up the videos. And my last video was like 40 minutes, 49 minutes or something, and I mean, there was a lot of footage, and I edited it down to that. So, and I don't know how you guys feel about watching or having longer videos like that. If you guys just want like short, quick episodes, you know, then I probably won't waste my time and money driving, you know, 3 hours away for a video then. But yeah, so if you guys could give me some input on that, if you want just, you know, shorter 15, 20-minute videos, something like that, versus the 40-minute to hour-long videos. But I guess I just want to say thanks for watching, guys, and till next time.